Hello everyone. Today I have a fun new technique that combines two of my favorite products to create a fun resist technique. The two products are the Tim Holtz Ranger Distress Markers and the Wink of Stella marker, which offers a little bit of shimmer. So I use these two together for resist technique using this great new stamp set from My Favorite Things. It was created by my friend Susie, and I just think these greetings are so playful and fun and great with these bright colors. So here's a peek at the stamp set. There's all these great doodly greetings that are just fantastic. These would be great to color with Copic markers. Lots of things you can do with these. I'm going to be doing a resist technique with water, so I'm going to use watercolor paper. I finally found a watercolor paper that I absolutely love. This is the Tim Holtz Distress Watercolor Cardstock. Now notice, one side is smooth and one side has a subtle texture, and both sides work great. I just love this cardstock. It's nice and thick, perfect for any technique. I'm so happy that this product's now available. So I'm going to go ahead and white heat emboss one of these images right in the center of the white cardstock, or white watercolor cardstock. I happen to use the smooth side, but either side would work just great. I'm using some white Hero Arts embossing powder for this. Just tap off the extra and zap it with my heat gun until it's heat set. For the color, I'm going to be using the Tim Holtz Ranger Distress Markers. These markers are awesome for creating a watercolor look very easily. So I've just picked a few random colors here that I like, and I wanted to show you that normally the way I use these, and I've done many videos on this, is I scribble some of the color onto some cardstock, usually watercolor paper, take some water, and then just pick up the color and blend. Really quick and easy to do to get that great watercolor look. However, today I wanted to show you a different way to do it, and that's what I did on this first card here. You can see that little watercoloring that I did inside of the words in the heart, and I'm going to do it today with the Wink of Stella marker instead of water. So I've got the picked raspberry distress marker. I'm going to add some color to this heart here. Now this is my Wink of Stella pen. You can see the shimmer that it provides. I'm going to use this pen, the clear Wink of Stella pen, to blend the color. So I'm just going in as I would with water. It takes a tiny bit more work to blend than it does with water, but you can see it doesn't take much time at all, and you can easily blend this. Now the nice thing is you can wipe this tip off and you'll never have that pink color on it anymore. It'll go right away. So you can see the great blending that you can get, and it's hard to see in the video, but there's this wonderful, great shimmer that's left behind. So you're adding the shimmer and blending all at once. Now you'll see here I'm going to go in with another color. This is the Mowed Lawn. It's a great Kelly green color. Just quickly adding some colors inside the word smile, and then I'll blend it with the Wink of Stella pen. Now I wanted to show you how easy it is to clean off the color from the tip of the Wink of Stella. Here I'm just going to scribble it off onto some scrap paper, and there we go. We're nice and clear. And I'm just going to go ahead and blend this. Now you don't need to squeeze this pen or do anything. The right amount of shimmer and wetness will come out on its own. So you just squeeze it the first time you get it to kind of kickstart the pen, but then you never have to squeeze it again. So I'm just going to go ahead and blend this together, and you can see how easy and quick it is to do. Now after I've done this one, let me show you a little bit about the shimmer here so you can kind of catch in the light here some of the shimmer that you get in the color. It's hard to see here, but in real life it really catches the eye. I used the peacock feathers to add the colors to the word let, and also salty ocean to the word world. Now I'm doing this pretty quickly. You can see how quickly it blends. So that Wink of Stella marker actually stays wet enough, a little bit of stick to it on all the words, that I can go ahead and add clear embossing powder to it now. Now if you move slower, you can go back after it's dry and add another layer of Wink of Stella. It won't mess up the blending. Once it's dry, it's set. Add another coat of Wink of Stella over all of the words so that it's a little bit wet, and add some clear embossing powder. So now we're going to kind of trap all of the color and all of the shimmer underneath the clear embossing powder. So now you'll see that the words are not only shimmery, but they're also shiny. Now the great advantage to this is we can rub ink over this, and that clear embossing will resist it. Now I'll notice that there were some words, parts of the words where the coloring didn't clear emboss. I just added a little more Wink of Stella, heat set it, and now all of my coloring is protected under the layer of clear embossing. So now I can go ahead and add color over it without messing up the coloring that we've done. So I've got my squeezed lemonade with an ink blending tool, and I'm lightly starting in the centers, just going in a circular motion. and blending outwards to kind of cover this whole area. You definitely want to use distress inks for this because they blend really nice and soft. And you want to use the ink blending tool starting with really soft motions and then adding more pressure. And that will keep that nice soft kind of cloudy look, and you won't end up with any hard lines. Now that was a little bit too soft for me, so I'm going in with Wild Honey, which is my favorite yellowish orange color. And I'll start again very soft in the center and work my way out. So by using the Wink of Stella to blend, we were actually able to clear emboss. Now if you use Wink of Stella on a card, you don't need to clear emboss it or heat set it. It'll end up drying on its own. But one of the great advantages of it is that you can clear emboss it if you want to. And we resisted that yellow ink that we put over this. It was a great way to add that nice yellow cloud behind it without messing up our coloring. Now that we've done this card, I wanted to show you one other way you could do this, and that's what I'm doing on this Beautiful card. In this case, I did the blending with the water. So I used the distress markers and I did the blending with water as I normally would. So if you're more comfortable using the water, you can do that. Once it's dry, just let it dry completely or heat set it. Then you can go back in with your Wink of Stella pen and just put a coat of shimmer over it, and then you can clear emboss it. This gives you the shimmer and the stickiness you need to clear emboss the image, but you can also just do the blending with the water underneath. Now if you do some blending and you felt like your color was too light, you can heat set it and go over it and do some more watercolor on top without messing up what you already did. So here you can see a little bit of that shimmer that's trapped under the clear embossing powder. I'm going in with Tumbled Glass, which is a soft blue. Look how soft I start with my circular motions here, and then I build up to more pressure. And I always start in the middle so that I can get an even coverage. Now after I've done this, I decided I needed a little more color, so I'm going to go with a darker shade of blue and take the Broken China and start soft in the inside again and work my way out. So we end up with that nice cloud image. So that clear embossing that we did resists this color. If I didn't do the clear embossing over it, I would have ended up adding blue to all that coloring we did, and it wouldn't be nearly as vibrant. I also wanted to show you this little background that I did on the note card. This is a new set from My Favorite Things. I like this plaid background. I think it's really cute. Now the nice thing is I'm covering the whole center of this card all the way across the card, so I can just stamp this border stamp on the bottom of my card and on the top of my card, and it doesn't matter what's going on in the middle because I'm going to cover it up. So I'm using the blue raspberry ink from My Favorite Things. This is a gorgeous blue color, so I can get a tone on tone. This is a nice dye ink that's nice and juicy, so it gives you a really good stamped image. You get nice coverage every time. Now I'm going to go ahead and repeat the same thing on the top of my card, and I'll just cover up the center with my greeting. I'm using the Martha Stewart footed press for this. It just helps in getting a nice alignment. So there we have the border on the top and the bottom, and I'll just add my sentiment across the center. I also added two little thin strips to the top and bottom for a finishing touch. So there you have a way to use your distress markers and Wink of Stella pen together for resist technique. For supplies on YouTube, you can just look in the description below. And if you want some more information, you can head over to my blog at jennifermcguireinc.com. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.